Sorry I haven't been on in a while, but there's a reason for that, and frankly, I've done 3 blogs since I posted my last one, and each one ended up just being a rambling piece of crap. So I decided to do something new. On my last blog, at the very end, if you stayed to watch it, I asked people to send me questions or other things. Tell me what you want me to blog about. I'm putting that at the beginning of this one, largely because I don't think very many people stayed all 9 minutes to watch the other blog. It got kind of boring when I was talking about government interaction, and only people who are really politically involved kind of watched it. So I wanted to put that out there and say, what do you want me to blog about? Because frankly, it's the only way I'm going to get more popular is responding to what other people want, because frankly I'm kind of weird and what I want to talk about just ain't really all that great. So, had a haircut since the last time you saw me, but I haven't shaved in about 4 or 5 days, so I look a little weird. Sorry, I'm looking into the camera, it's got a little screen facing back at me, and I just look weird, I think. So, anyway, just wanted to get one little more political thing out in this blog. So here's your warning. I have been seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube lately about the rights of individuals to post on YouTube. And there's something that I just have to say. You don't have a right to post on YouTube. Okay? YouTube is a private service owned by a corporation. Okay? It's not the government. You have no right between yourself and YouTube. So whatever rules YouTube wants to set down about posting on their service, those are the rules. Period. End of story, end of discussion. Alright? You can't have a right that takes away rights of another person. Okay? In this case, we're talking about the right of property. YouTube, Google actually, owns YouTube, the site, the intellectual property that makes the site work. They own it. Okay? Which means you have to follow their rules if you want to use it. Okay? If you want to create your own video blog site and post your videos up, okay, you can do that. There's nothing on this earth stopping you from making your own video blog site. Okay? The only thing is nobody's going to watch it because, you're not going to be able to get any traffic going there unless you say something really controversial and get the word out somehow. So anyway, the point is, as a private entity, you have no right to tell YouTube, oh, you have to post my material. Now, YouTube thrives on user-submitted content, but let's face it, this is not Hollywood-level production. Okay? We're talking about a bunch of people sitting around in their living rooms and bedrooms and offices with a webcam, or in my case, a DV camera that's hooked directly into their computer. Okay? These are not going to be world-class productions with million-dollar budgets and all of that. It just doesn't work that way. Some of it is really entertaining, most of it really isn't. Okay? And each person is going to find a different thing entertaining. YouTube thrives off advertising. That's why they started their partner program. Okay, the partners, and this is where this all comes from, the partners have to follow certain rules, or they get booted, and they're apparently not given a warning. Well, frankly, if I'm YouTube, and one of those rules is you don't post any copyrighted content, yeah, I'm going to have a zero tolerance policy if I'm YouTube. You got to follow that. It is a no tolerance policy on posting copyrighted material. Why? Because YouTube's trying to make money on your page, your blog, whatever it is, and if you post something copyrighted, that opens them up to litigation. Okay, I use one copyrighted thing in my blogs. It's a song by Big and Rich. I'm trying to figure out how to use this audio editing software that I've got so that I will no longer have to use that song, and then I can go completely non-copyrighted. But until then, I can't be a partner. I've got too much copyrighted material in my videos. So my point is, if you're a partner and you open up YouTube to litigation, then I don't blame them for just ripping your site down without telling you. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. So, but that kind of goes into this concept. Everybody believes we have these rights. You have a right to this, you have a right to that, you have a right to health care. No, you don't. What are your rights under the Constitution? Well, they're explicitly spelled out in the Bill of Rights and any other rights that extend from life, liberty, or property. Now, you could say that health care comes from a right to life, except for the Constitution doesn't guarantee that you'll have a nice life. The Constitution only guarantees that you have your life. Now, that means I think that you should be able to kill yourself without any kind of punishment. But I don't think somebody else should be allowed to kill you unless you're trying to kill them first. I'm getting off topic. The fact of the matter is, in order for you to have a right to health care, you have to violate the right of property that a doctor has. Okay? That right to property the doctor has is his medical knowledge and his skills. Alright? You have to take those by force and use them at a value that he doesn't want to pay for, doesn't want to sell them for, in order to get them. If you have a right to them, okay? That doctor spent $100, $200, $300, in some cases $500,000 in order to get his doctoral education, his medical education. Now you're going to tell him that he has to provide his services at a price less than he's willing to offer them? I'm sorry, I have a problem with that. The fact of the matter is that doctor has a right to charge whatever he wants to. And maybe he won't get any patients because he charges too much. That's his problem. Or maybe he'll get 5 patients and charge them each $100,000 a year and live very comfortably. Or, alternatively, he can charge $10 a visit and see 1 million patients a year, and he'd make a lot of money. I don't know that he has time to see 1 million patients, but you never know. The fact of the matter is, you don't have a right to that doctor's skills. You don't have a right to his labors. Because if you have a right to his labors, then somebody else must have a right to yours. And I don't believe that they do. I don't believe anybody has a right to anything that I do. I know that for a fact. So, when we talk about rights, let's remember that rights are not simply the things that you want. You don't have a right just to have the things you want. You only have the rights that don't violate the rights of others. Try and remember. See you later.